Welcome back to another explainer. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the literal pipes, wires, and corporate structures that make the modern music industry tick. We're looking way past the glitz and glamour. And to do this, we're using an absolute titan as our case study. Yep, we're talking about Drake. We'll decode his massive recent numbers, untangle his incredibly complex label deals, and break down the exact visual distribution machines he uses to turn views into an absolute empire.
Okay, let's dive into this. First, we'll look at Drake's staggering 2026 streaming records. Then, we'll decode his label history. 3, we'll ask, what exactly is VEVO? 4, we'll check out the Drake VEVO money machine. And finally, we'll wrap up with the modern VEVO strategy.
Part 1. Drake's 2026 streaming records.
To really grasp the mechanics of this empire, we gotta start with the tip of the iceberg, right? In 2026, Drake essentially pulled off a sheer act of scale. He dropped 3 surprise albums, Iceman, Maid of Honor, and Shebib, just out of nowhere. And the impact? Absolutely immediate. Just look at the numbers for the album Iceman. 140.2 million, that is the staggeringly high number of streams it generated on Spotify in its first 24 hours alone. I mean, think about that. That's an astronomical volume of data and listener engagement focused on a single project in just one day.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly where that number sits in the wider pop culture landscape. So Drake's longtime rival, Kendrick Lamar, recently pulled in a super impressive 75 million for GNX. But Drake's Iceman? It literally nearly doubles that at 140.2 million. But here's the wild part. Both of these hip-hop titans still actually lag behind the platform's undisputed record holder, Taylor Swift. Her album, The Tortured Poets Department, pulled in a massive 313.7 million streams. It really puts the sheer, unbelievable scale of these modern digital records into perfect perspective for us.
Now, handling this kind of scale, it isn't always perfectly smooth. Right after Iceman dropped, Spotify actually had to issue an apology. They admitted that their initial streams review process was completed manually, which resulted in a massive mix-up where streams from 2 totally different album tracks were accidentally combined. It's kind of a fascinating little reminder that, hey, even these massive, highly sophisticated tech platforms occasionally struggle to keep up with the sheer data volume generated by releases of this magnitude.
Part 2. Decoding Drake's label history.
Okay, so how does an artist actually capture the financial value of all those streams? To see the machine behind the numbers, we have to untangle this famously confusing web of record deals. So pre-2013, Drake was basically just an artist for Young Money and Cash Money distributed by Republic Records under Universal. But then things shift in 2013. With the release of Nothing Was the Same, his personal label, OVO, suddenly appears right there on the credits, even though Cash Money still technically owned the masters. He basically leveraged his immense success to force his own brand into the deal. Finally, post-2019, the whole timeline simplifies. After leaving Cash Money, his releases go straight through OVO directly to Universal. What does that tell us? Well, it indicates he likely owns his masters now, and he just uses the major label purely for global distribution. He literally evolved from being an employee of the machine to owning his own factory.
To see this exact tension between a personal brand and major label protocols play out in real time, we can actually solve a famous internet mystery. Remember when the massive hit God's Plan was uploaded twice to YouTube in just a matter of hours? Well, here's why. One went to the OVO Sound channel, which Drake controls personally, and the other went to the Drake VEVO channel, which is controlled by the major label. It's a perfect real-world illustration of the clash between an artist wanting to build their own independent subscriber base and a major label insisting on using their highly monetized official infrastructure.
Part 3. What exactly is VEVO?
We've seen Drake use it, but let's zoom out from this specific anecdote for a second to really understand the broader industry infrastructure that he and thousands of other artists utilize. It brings up a fundamental question, one you've probably actually asked yourself while falling down a YouTube rabbit hole. Why use VEVO at all? Why introduce a middleman into your video distribution instead of just uploading directly to a regular channel where you seemingly control everything? So the crucial point is understanding VEVO's origins. VEVO is basically a premium video hosting joint venture that was originally formed way back in 2009 by Google, Universal, and Sony. And why did they do this? Well, early YouTube was absolutely flooded with unauthorized user-uploaded music videos. The labels were bleeding millions in potential revenue. So VEVO was created to host official music videos, ensuring that the premium ad revenue flowed directly back to the labels and artists rather than to some random user uploading it from their basement. It was the major labels' big solution to lost revenue, locking in premium ad rates for their premium content.
Art 4. The Drake VEVO money machine.
Let's look at exactly how this pays off at the absolute highest level. I'm going to hit you with some rapid-fire data from vidIQ. 12.03 billion views. Over the course of its 16-year history, the Drake VEVO channel has accumulated an absolutely astronomical number of eyeballs. And this isn't just a measure of cultural impact, guys. This is premium, highly monetizable digital real estate.
And what does that digital real estate actually yield? Well, based on vidIQ estimates, this massive catalog generates roughly $164,000 in monthly AdSense earnings. Seriously, that is a staggering financial engine. It's running purely on the premium ad inventory attached to his official music videos, and it's basically printing money month after month. Now, what's really fascinating about this breakdown is the actual format of those billions of views. In an era where literally every single platform is pivoting to short-form, vertical video, the Drake VEVO channel views are 100% long-form video and 0% shorts. Zero. Despite all the modern trends dominating social media algorithms today, this massive revenue machine is entirely built on traditional, high-quality, long-form content.
Part 5. The modern VEVO strategy. All right, we've looked at a billionaire strategy, but let's ground this into some practical advice for independent artists operating today. Historically, VEVO was actually a bit of a trap for indie artists. The old system split your audience. It created a completely separate VEVO channel that totally fractured your algorithmic momentum. But thanks to the recent shift to official artist channel unification, your VEVO videos now integrate directly into your single main YouTube channel. You keep all your subscribers right in one place while getting all those back-end benefits. This structural shift, it literally changes everything. So what exactly are those specific perks today? If an indie artist routes their premium visuals through VEVO via distributors, like, The Orchard, Fuga, or Believe, they get some major benefits. First, the video gets automatic official music video classification. They also get perfectly clean distributor metadata which seamlessly matches the video to their audio catalog. Plus, because VEVO has that premium ad inventory we talked about, artists can see 10 to 40% higher CPMs. That means significantly more money per view. And, crucially, they get way better, more reliable placement in the YouTube Music app and directly on smart TVs. But there is a massive catch here. If you distribute a video through VEVO, you absolutely cannot link that video as the related video in a YouTube short. YouTube's system simply doesn't allow it. And this is a huge limitation, right? Because it completely breaks the modern shorts to longs funnel that so many creators completely rely on to drive traffic today. It really reminds us that VEVO is a strategic tool for high-level premium drops where you want maximum ad rates and official classification. It's not for every single daily vlog or visual you post. Which leaves us with this final, genuinely provocative thought to ponder. For a modern creator, does the pursuit of premium back-end royalties outweigh the vital promotional power of viral short-form linking? I mean, it's the ultimate trade-off in the creator economy today. Do you optimize for the highest possible payout and prestige per view, or do you optimize for the algorithmic growth engine of short-form funnels? It's a fascinating mechanic to balance, and understanding these hidden layers of the music empire is exactly what gives creators the power to succeed. Keep questioning the mechanics behind the media you consume, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.